Hi.
Hi, we're here celebrating National Arts and Education Week. We're here with Rodney Harshbarger, who works at Old Kings Elementary School as the music specialist there. So, Rodney, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
So, how long have you been with Flagler Schools?
I am in my 25th year right now.
Wow, that's a lot of teaching. So, where did you receive your music training? And what's
Okay,
your specialty?
I received my undergrad degree from University of Louisiana Lafayette,
Hmm.
and when it was called University of Southwest Louisiana, but now they have changed names since then, University of Louisiana. I received my master's in trumpet performance from the University of Florida, and I just a couple years ago finished my doc in curriculum instruction at the University of Central Florida. Go Knights.
Oh, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about your program. Like, what's your favorite activity in your classroom there at Old Kings Elementary School that you do with your students?
Okay, to totally come clean, of those 25 years, I've spent 2/3 in music and I've spent about 1/3 in PE. I also enjoy sports. So I have a connection with fifth grade and sixth grade boys because they're awfully athletic. And so I try to let them know that it's okay to like sports and to like music at the same time because that's my toughest sell sometimes, to be honest with you. But something they enjoy is being rowdy and making a lot of noise. So something I tried probably 20 years ago, maybe a little bit more, was to implement a school version of Stomp, the Broadway musical and group that travels that bangs on everything in the world except for a traditional drum. And so it's very affordable because my custodian will give me empty buckets after they use them for waxing the floors. And all I need to do is buy a $2 pair of drumsticks times 30-ish. And it's a fantastic activity that I can get them to buy into because with sixth grade still being at elementary school, sometimes that's challenging to get fifth and sixth grade boys to sing. So I'm looking for activities at that level. And this is one that I can't get away from. I tried to take a break one year just for my ears, and I was going to come back to it. But too many people have seen a performance of somebody, and so they ask, when do we get to bang on those buckets? So that's one of my favorites because it's one of the kids' favorites in my toughest group to sell music to sometimes, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they can be a little insecure at that age, so they don't want to do just everything, and the singing seems kind of silly. So it's a pretty cool thing you've put together. I'm sure
Right.
that is tough though, because it's a lot of strain on the work that you have to do.
Right.
So, what role do you think that music and art education play in social emotional learning of our students? We hear a lot about that.
Right. Well, it's huge. And at the elementary school, sometimes we can even just start with I've recently started doing a unit in music and the movies. And I show a clip from the Pirates of the Caribbean, and I show it with the original music that goes along with Johnny Depp in this little boat, and he's trying to bail water out of the boat. And with that music, it's kind of nostalgic. It's not really scary, and it's not really silly. He's got to do what he's got to do, but it's just the regular music. But I show that exact same clip and play it with sort of what we would think of as the scary music. And kids that aren't sure about that actually learn this is supposed to be a moment that I'm a little bit nervous. This guy's bailing water out of his boat. Is he going to be okay? Then I play that exact same clip with carnival music, very silly, happy, upbeat music. And the kids are laughing, going, oh, he's trying to bail the water out of their boat, but very low stress. And it's just, these kids make such a connection with music and how it makes you feel or how it's supposed to make you feel. And especially now with just all the uncertainty with the health issues going around our entire world, that so many kids turn to music just to listen to stuff I've never listened to, but it's calming and soothing to them. But it's got some, some of the stuff that they're listening to. I'm like, how is that a pleasure? But it is. The fact is that it is a pleasure to some of these kids to listen to totally different things. If you listen to 10 different examples around any class I have, you're going to hear country, you're going to hear possibly classical, not so much, but rap, 80s, everything from anything and everything. But the social aspect, it's huge. It wasn't that long ago. I know I'm jumping ahead here, but I had a parent come up to me and she said, listen, my family's got absolutely zero music ability, but about 7 years ago, let's just say Billy, came through your program and you gave him a chance to experiment on a couple different instruments, and he heard you play trumpet, and for no other reason other than, you know, that kind of looks kind of neat, he joined middle school band and played trumpet, and then recently graduated from high school. But she walked through so many things that were musical, but also non-musical, that he was part of a group. He was taught by his own peers, then became a junior, and all of a sudden was teaching freshmen how to march, and then a senior and became a section leader. And now not only was he a leader to the freshman and sophomore, he was also a leader to his peers, but just all these things that tie into the music that you might not even think about. But in choir, I could hide a kid a little bit, and same thing in concert band. But in marching band, if everybody's not part of that picture and one kid is sticking out, that could dock your score when you go to competition. So everybody's pulling for you. Everybody's pulling for everyone to get in that picture. And when they score well, that's a huge celebration, because everybody did it together. It only takes one person not being in the right spot in marching band to stick out like a sore thumb and really hurt you. So really, people get behind you because they know we are going to get judged by anything that doesn't quite come together correctly. So I mean, there's just so many different aspects of social and emotional intelligence that tie into music education.
Well, you make a good point that in music, everyone's working together as a team, almost like a sport, but it's a zero-sum game. There's not really a game in the competition. It's just the competition is against yourself just to be better. So
that's absolutely right. And you can't if you do have a star, they're few and far between, and you can feature that person with a solo. But in a sporting event, if you got a good goalie, you could win some games with one good goalie, but you got to have everybody working together in the music world. So it really does use the 21st century skills that we talk about: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, just all of the 21st century skills that are so important to our future jobs that we don't even know about yet.
Well, and I know none of that would happen without your energy and your tenacity for this job. And we really, over the years, I've known you for years, and I just admire your energy and how you just stay at it all the time. And it just seems like you never get tired of teaching. And I am so happy to have you as my friend and happy to share you with our followers.
And I love and appreciate you. And you have been an outstanding mentor to not only me, but everybody who's come after me, to just getting us going in a good direction. And I love that you set the tone with all of us, that to share, it's okay to share your best lesson. We're not going to hurt each other. We're not scoring against each other. We're all on the same page here. We want to just promote music. And so you do a good job you do a fantastic job of mentoring us. And I appreciate that, Amy.
Well, we bless you. You're very blessed, and you're the same. So we're right there together. So thank you so much, Rodney, for meeting with me today.
Absolutely.